Weihenstephaner KrIstall Weiss.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I am right in the middle of a West Ham game. It's now half time, but I just thought I'd do a quick beer review while I've got time to myself. I've got a bottle of this, the Weihenstephaner KrIstall Weissbier. Now, Weihenstephaner, as you know, are one of my favourite breweries. Not just out of Bavaria, but of all time, really. I mean, everything they do is just amazing. I'm not going to, pontificate about, how great their Weiss beer is. If you look at any of the reviews, you're going to find that out anyway. But I haven't tried their KrIstall Weiss. Of all the beers I've tried, and I've tried almost all of their stuff, I haven't tried the KrIstall Weiss until now. Now, I'm a big fan of KrIstall Weiss. I find it not as heavy on the stomach as the unfiltered or cloudy Weiss beer, or if you want to give it its German term, Naturtrüb, which means it translates to naturally cloudy. This has been filtered, so it's clear, hence the name KrIstall Weiss, just in case you didn't know. I'm sure you know this already. So, yeah, and of course the Weihenstephaner Brewery, based in Bavaria, lays claim to being the oldest in Bavaria. That is disputed by the Weltenberg, Kloster Weltenberg Brewery, who claim to be older. But if you've been brewing since the 10th century, you've got that sewn up anyway, and you're going to get respect from me. So let's stop gassing about breweries and monasteries and West Ham, and let's get on to the beer. Mr. Magoo shall put his bins on. Right, this is a 500ml bottle of KrIstall Weiss beer, crystal clear, as it says in English on the back. It is a 500ml bottle. It is 5%. Oh no, here we go again. It's 5.4%. I do apologise. Yeah, it's 5.4%, and complies with the Reinheitsgebot: water, hops, barley, and yeast or malt. If you want to get rid of the malt, you can use barley, etc. And of course, that barley also encompasses wheat, which this contains too. So let's get it open and let's see what is going on in this bottle of KrIstall Weiss. Okay, off with a cap. Weihenstephaner cap. Quite a nice cap they put on their bottles. Probably keep that. I've got about 400 of them stashed somewhere. Let's get it. Oh, let's get the aroma out of the bottle first. See what we're getting. Oh, it's lovely. It's the usual banana, clove and spice. I'm like a broken record reviewing German Weiss beer. Oh, we're getting banana, we're getting clove, we're getting spice, It's lovely. It smells nice and sweet. Bubblegum esters on there as well. That when I say bubblegum, I mean the real sweetness. You get the banana, you get the clove, but you get when I say bubblegum, it's like a super sweet ester that comes off the yeast. That's what I get anyway. I'm not sure what anyone else gets. Let's fill it out. Now I've got to time this right. I'm going to keep it short because I want to see what's going on at the West Ham game. We're fucking dire at the moment. It's 0-0, and I'm hoping it stays that way, because I'll take a 0-0 draw any day of the week, the way West Ham play at the moment. There it is in the glass. I'll leave that bottle up there. Loads of carbonation. I'm assuming that will, fucking hell, that is a hell of a lot of carbonation there. I know it looks like it's a lot, but I'd wager that you get just as much carbonation in the normal cloudy stuff as well. It's just that you don't see it. Now, where this is sort of, as they say, crystal clear, you can see it all, and it's contributing to the head, but the head is dissipating at a rate of knots on the nose. Nice sweet malt, and you always get that clean water. I associate with clean water. It's like a nice sort of almost earthy type smell, and it just smells lovely. It smells really nice. Now, what I did notice when I tried a KrIstall before is that I had it way too cold, and I had to let it warm up slightly because it had just killed all the flavours. This has come out of the fridge, so I'm hoping that it's not too cold, that it's going to mask the flavours. So let's get it down the hatch. Prost! Nice. Nice. It's just the right temperature. I can feel that in the mouth, that it's the right temperature. But to my dismay, the flavours aren't as big as the stuff that I tried recently, and that was the Hacker-Shaw KrIstall. That was just oozing with flavour. The flavours were massive on it. On here, unfortunately, they're not as big. But it's still super drinkable. Really nice. You get in the usual banana, clove, ester. The malts are coming through on this as well. I'm getting some nice sweet malt. Not so much spice, which is, again, this is taking away from the flavours. But it sounds like I'm being critical of it. I mean, this is probably one of the best I've tried, but I've tried better. And the reason I'm being so critical of it is because these are the top of the tree when it comes to wheat beer. The KrIstall Weiss, I think it's letting them down a little bit. It's not as good as the Schneider or the Hacker-Shaw or even the Paulaner stuff. But it's still good. I mean, it's super drinkable. It's super refreshing. It's really warm out there. I just lit a fire for my missus and her mate. Her mate's just fallen off her chair. The two of them pissed out in the garden. I am not going down there. But I just lit a fire for them. It's baking out there. Why they want a fire, I don't know. Two menopausal women complaining of hot flushes all the time, sitting out in the garden where it's really hot. And she texted me, says, "Oh, can you build me a little?" We've got a little fire pit and all that, a little burner. "Can you build me a fire pit?" I've given up fucking arguing or trying to talk logically. They're pissed out here anyway, so fucking leave them there. But back to the beer. Enough about menopausal women. Let's get back to the beer. Yeah, it's lovely. It's got lovely, refreshing qualities about it. It is easily drinkable, and I think if you're not a fan of the wheat beer can be quite heavy. This is a great alternative, but it's super refreshing, I will say that, and it's really drinkable too. It's just the flavours are a little bit toned down for me. I like the big flavours, and of course you're going to get that with KrIstall Weiss. You're filtering out a lot of the flavour. And I always say this, you know, when you filter beer, I think you take away a lot of the stuff. I mean, some people don't like hazy beer or cloudy beer. You know, that's fair enough. They don't like the look of it. That's an old school thing, but that is changing now. But, you know, some people like this. Some people, you know, wheat beer can be heavy for some people. The amount of, you know, sediment and stuff that's in there. I do find that, you know, if I drink too much wheat beer, it sort of lays on my stomach a little bit. The Krystall Weiss is just, yeah, it's just super smooth. So what's the verdict? Very nice indeed. I wouldn't have expected anything less from the Weihenstephaner. However, I think compared to other Krystall Weisses, this one, the flavours are a little bit subdued. They're all there, don't get me wrong, you know, and it sounds like I'm being harsh, as I said before, but I'm not. I'm just comparing them with the best. The flavours are all there. It's super refreshing. The carbonation, even though it looks mad, it's calmed down a hell of a lot now. You saw what it was like before, it was just insane. That's calmed down. I usually find that with these sort of beers anyway. Mouthfeel is great, super drinkable, nice clean flavour. It's, well, you know, because it's been filtered, it's almost like a sort of Pilsner or lager, but just with that banana and clove ester that you get in there. But all in all, it's really nice. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, which is unusual for me because normally, you know, Bavarian beer is probably my favourite style of beer. But compared to the other Krystall Weisses, I think that the flavours are just a bit toned down, and I do like big flavours on my Bavarian beer. And this one, yeah, as I say, the volume is slightly turned down with the flavours. But it's still good, it's still super refreshing, and I like it. And I definitely recommend it. However, if you can find it over here, that is another story. I like to get it out from Beers of Europe. You know, it's not widely available over here, but you can get it if you try. I recommend it. It's a nice Krystall Weiss, but there is better out there. And remember, beer is working class champagne.